Hey, Damon, what's up, dude?
Nice seeing you today, Kurt.
Hey, are we live? Are we live yet?
We live?
I don't know.
We must be.
Damon,
I'm
happy
breathing.
Monday. How are you?
I'm doing great, Kurt. How are you today?
Dude, how does it feel to be alma mater? You're the alumni of national champion South Dakota State. How does that feel today?
God, I should have wore it. I do have a shirt and a hat. I should have wore it today, man.
I think it's the Jackrabbits, right?
Yeah, South Dakota State Jackrabbits. And for those people that have never seen a jackrabbit before, yes, they do exist. It's not like a jackalope.
Well, dude, congratulations, man. You must just be beaming. There's nothing better than when your alma mater knocks down a national championship 2 years in a row. So I think we had this conversation a year ago.
Yeah,
with a brand new coach. So hey, congratulations.
Good stuff.
I know your pro team didn't make the playoffs, so we won't talk about that. But anyway, so good weekend, right? Good.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. We didn't play good enough to be in the playoffs with the Seahawks, but we at least won the last game, which honestly, though, you think about it from a draft perspective, we should have lost it, but you always want to win. So
That's right.
Good stuff.
Well, let's dive in, guys. Happy Monday. Super excited we have a really hot topic. Now, Damon, if I'm not mistaken, I think you've done a live stream show before, right?
Yes. This is my second.
This is your second? Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been live streaming since what year, my friend? How long have you been live streaming?
I think I started in 2019 or 2020, something like that.
You started in 2020. So it's like in COVID years, it's like dog years, right? It's like, it's like decades, right?
Yep.
Decades.
Wow. It is going on the fourth year, isn't it?
It's going on the fourth year. Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, and you've got hundreds of your episodes under your belt.
I was thinking about that after you said that last week, and I think it's over 500 now between our show here, the Faces of Business, and then you think about how many roundtables we have and other live events we've had for training and things that we did. So yeah, I think it's approaching 500, if not over.
500 live streams, dude. So I dare to say you might know a little bit about live streaming. Is that an accurate statement?
I've seen what not to do for sure.
We have a whole laundry list of everything what not to do. So guys, happy Monday. Drop us a note. Let us know that you're out there.
Deo's here.
Awesome. Here
Deo, talk about guy that has inspiration, helping young people. I love his message. I try to comment as much as I can, but he's out. I mean, talking to kids, talking to young people, putting the right, putting the right message out there. I'm so glad that I just get to know this dude.
Well, Deo, man, thanks for joining us. Happy New Year to my friend. Wishing you an amazing, incredible 2024. Hey, we got Tony here today. Tony. Dropping you a note here, Damon. So Tony, happy Monday to you, my friend. So again, guys, drop us a note. Let us know that you're out there. We are here with Damon Pistulka. My name's Kurt Anderson, and we are going to dive into the benefits of live streaming. Damon, let's go back in a little time machine when you and I started this little show. And again, we've got manufacturing e-commerce success that you and I do on Mondays and Fridays. Mm-hmm. You have Faces of Business that you do on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. What inspired you to tip your toe? How did you even get this little live stream party started?
It really started with someone said, well, let's back up.
Yeah.
Someone said that a long time ago, said, you've got a lot of experience, because I was mentoring somebody. They said, you've got a lot of experience. You could really, you should develop courses or something like that. And I was like, nah, man, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. And then they said, well, you might want to do some videos. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But then we ran into that little thing called COVID, and we couldn't do anything else. And he kept telling me that. in 2020 there. And we started doing the Exit Your Way Roundtable.
Yeah.
And I really got energized by being able to meet people and learn about what they're doing and how they're helping people, and just get to meet people like you and I. Just think how many people we've been able to meet from these live stream episodes. And it's just amazing. So you look back, and that's how I got started in it. And I really didn't want to, but now that I'm doing it, it is really, the power of meeting people and learning from them is just incredible.
Yeah. All right, let's dive right in there. Let's go there. So today we're talking about powerful strategies for live streaming for your business, take you to the next level.
Yep.
If you've been sitting on the sidelines kind of thinking about it. Should I do this? Is it for me? Maybe I'm a little intimidated. What does that look like? And you've got two older dudes here that do this on a twice-a-week basis. You do it 4 days a week, dude. 4 days a week. You're doing it 200 times a year. So let's dive in. Community. Let's go right there.
Yeah.
Building the community, the people that you've met, the people that you've reached out to. Let's start with that. What's it meant to you on the community that you've built thanks to your live streaming?
Oh, it's been life-changing. I mean, just look, you and I, the relationship we've had. We do this. We've made each other. We've gone and done business remotely in other places. Right. We've, just so much fun there. But then you look at, just how many people you get to meet that you can help, or they can help you in certain things. I can't tell you in Eggs Your Way how many times someone that I talk to about something special, like they do some special thing for a company, has helped one of my clients.
Yeah.
Or helped a friend of mine, or helped, personally, professionally. It's amazing what you get to know and how you become this conduit by talking to people.
Right. It's an amazing community. And again, like, hey, how about, hey, Dale, we appreciate you, my friend. Thank you again. And guys, follow Dale on LinkedIn. He does all sorts of inspiring things. Wonderful, positive person. We've got Tony.
Tony.
And Tony says, hey, love your insights, Tony. Right back at you, my friend. And hey, we've got
Alan. Hey,
Alan here, fellow Western New Yorker. Go Bills, Alan.
There you go.
Happy Monday to you. So again, it's creating community, right? So it's not only just having these incredible, wonderful guests. It's folks like Tony and Dale and Alan, people that come in. Hey,
look at another one right there, Diane Byer. You just look at the people we've been able to meet, Kurt, and the relationships you get to build. And then you go, okay, now Diane knows Whitney, who knows Dan Bigger, who knows, put these names together, and it's all this ecosystem where people are helping other people. And it just becomes, it's so cool just to be a part of it.
Right. So, all right. So number one, so we were talking strategies, benefits. Number one, building that community. Okay. You just said another one of my favorite words, help, right? Helping others, being dedicated to your, committed to your community, committed to your fellow entrepreneurs. How does live streaming, from your perspective, help? How does it help you to nurture quench that thirst of helping others?
Well, I think what's been really fun, and I was thinking, just as you were saying that, I was like, ooh, the light bulb came on, because what I really like to do is reach out to people that I think, like Dave Chrysler, talking about the process,
Happy New Year, brother.
Master, right?
He's coming on the show. I think at the end of February, I think, Dave, or March. You're coming up soon, so he's
awesome.
Hey, we've got Adam here today. Cheers to you, Adam. Thank you for joining us.
Adam. But you talk about, let's take Dave Chrysler for an example, right? I have clients, you have clients, they have process challenges, right?
Right.
So let's talk about a subject on a live stream that helps address and helps them figure out some of their process challenges, and from an expert. And let the expert come on and explain something and educate, because that's the coolest thing. You can go, well, we need to learn about Bitcoin because this is really a popular thing that our clients are thinking, or our people that were around think, or we can talk about e-commerce. Like we've had Big Commerce on the show before, because we work with people that should be using Big Commerce as one of their considerations for an e-commerce platform. We get to learn right alongside everybody in our community.
Right. Absolutely. So let's dive into it. Hey, and Diane, let's talk about Diane for a minute, right? 1000%. That's my word. All right. The word of the year, significance, being helpful to others and building my significance. Diane, that's Damon. That's our first drop the mic of 2024 on our Monday show right there. Diane Byer, my dear friend. So thank you. Hey guys, if you want to drop your word of the year in the chat box. We had Allison DeFord on the show on Friday, and her word of the year was vibrant. Okay, so vibrant for Allison DeFord. We've got significance for our friend Diane Byer. Drop your word of the year in the chat box. But let's talk about our dear friend Dave Chrysler for a second. So Dave has really challenged me. David, I don't know if you know it or not, brother, but you're my accountability coach over my shoulder constantly of like, and here's the three. And I'm not going to steal his thunder because I can't. You guys need to come back when Dave comes on as a guest. But he loves to talk about automate, delegate, or eliminate, right? Those three things. And right before you and I went live, we were just saying like, hey, we should call Dave Chrysler and help and talk to him. So, again, for our folks out there that need help with efficiency, or maybe you just feel like you're a little bit all over the board, there's guys like Dave Chrysler that can come save the day. But take it away. What do you got?
Well, I think too, now we talk about manufacturers and we talk about, you don't see a lot of manufacturers. We had Greg Mishu on a while ago, and they've done, if you haven't, you go to and his company name forgets, I should know it, right?
Windbound.
Windbound. There you go.
Windbound. He's got
WIN bound. Yeah, he's got the W going. Sorry, Greg. Just old and slow, today. Right. But he did that study, and it showed how few of the manufacturers are actually out there on their websites, on doing blog posts, doing those kind of things. And man, that's a real opportunity for you to be learning more about your industry, sharing that with potential people. That is, learning helps you. So say I'm a contract say a big CNC machining place, and I'm interviewing the tool manufacturers, and I'm doing the latest material people and all this. I'm helping that along with the engineers and the other people that are designing products, looking to make a difference in that stuff. So it's going to be, it's really something. Really something.
It is something. And hey, we've got Paul here today. Paul, gents, for offering us. Can't wait to get some insight. Paul, happy Monday. Happy New Year to you guys.
Yeah.
Again, welcome. Drop us a note in the chat box. Diane Byers dropped her word of the year. So if you guys want to share your word of the year, we had Allison DeFord said vibrant is her word. So Damon, we've talked about building a community. What a priceless way. The friends, the relationships. Like I said, I almost feel guilty of like how much we get to learn, right? We've talked about like helping others in your community. Let's talk about that learning component. Now, you and I love to use that tagline, instead of outspending the competition for your marketing efforts, what if we strive and commit to out teaching the competition? What if we strive to out teaching the competition and just be like those fierce educators? And I'll tell you, a live stream is a great way to be that educator. Hey, we've got a comment here from Jennifer. Let's see what Jennifer says.
She's right. LinkedIn visibility is slow. You got it. It takes time. Social media is a long-term game. And if you think it's going to come out of the box and do anything, it won't. I mean, unless you want to spend a lot of money on advertising to push your information, it's just not going to go anywhere. But if you take that, and we've got plenty of examples of that from people we've interviewed with small manufacturers that have really taken it to heart, and over a year or two, they really have developed it, because most manufacturers are not looking to find 100 new clients. They're looking to find 5, 10, 2. And really we're trying to do the things that will bring the best clients.
Right.
And it's not like retail. We're trying to sell 1 million of them, but it is slow. And I think that's why a lot of people shy away from it or don't do it, because everybody can pay per click dollars.
Right.
But you're not necessarily attracting your soulmates if you are just throwing advertising out there either.
Absolutely. And again, hey, Jennifer, thank you for that comment. If you guys missed it, as a manufacturer's rep, that is challenging. We have to pull information from our factories in many cases. LinkedIn visibility is improving, but it is slow. And I'm telling you, this is a great way. So let's take it another step further. So again, if you just joined us, we're here, we're diving into the benefits and the powerful strategies to take your business to the next level with live streaming. We're talking about being that fierce educator. How do you out teach the competition? Damon, we have folks on, and what do we love to do? Bring on those subject matter experts, right? You and I, number one, I won't speak for you, I'll speak for me. I'm never the smartest guy in the room. I never want to be the smartest guy in the room, but boy, we can be really smart guys by bringing smarter people onto the show with us, making us look a little bit smarter, but just let them share their passion, their expertise, and teach and educate. And again, that's what we're trying to do for our audience, for our crowd, is be fierce educators. how could folks out there, whether they're marketers, manufacturers, what are some strategies, or how could they help out teach the competition?
Well, it's simply doing that. I mean, thinking about what the questions that their best customers, best potential customers are asking, and answer them. That's really, I mean, isn't it Marcus Sheridan talks about they ask you answer? I mean, if you haven't read that book, if you're a marketer and haven't read that book, I think you're missing out, because it takes all your marketing efforts and goes, educate your customer, answer every question you can from them, including price. And it's amazing how your life will change as far as marketing. And that's where live streaming fits right in there so much, because you just start going to those questions and going, who can answer that question the best, and talking to them. That's all you got to do.
Right. So again, just to recap, they ask you answer. Marcus Sheridan, Nicole Donnelly had Marcus on her podcast. Again, go out and get that book. It's a cheap paperback, or if you're a Kindle person, just download it. They ask you answer, and what it is, it's meeting your ideal customer. You heard Damon use the word soulmate. We love to use those words, soulmates. Who's that ideal buyer that you're trying to attract? And think about, like, what are the common questions that you just get asked all the time? And even if you're like, you know what, our customers are all over the place. They're from this age to this age and different. You know what? What did I tell you? Allison gave us the best advice on Friday. She does her newsletter, and she writes it for one human being, one person, and it was Val. I thought that was the most brilliant advice. When she writes that newsletter, she's not trying to be everything to everybody. She's not trying to, conquer the world. She's just trying to help Val that day with a challenge that she's facing, and putting out just a phenomenal newsletter. It just came out. She had her newsletter out yesterday. I'm sure you got yours, right?
Yep.
And just trying to help her. And on this live stream, platform, what a great way to conquer that. Hey, Dave Chrysler says resilience is my word. I tell you, Dave, we just had a call a few weeks ago. I don't know anybody more resilient than our friend Dave Chrysler. He is such an inspiration. Give without expectation, and you'll be surprised how it will come back to you. Live streaming and content marketing are two great examples of this. Damon, let's go here. Did you have something to add?
No, I'm going where you're going here.
Let's go here, brother. You ready? Okay. Yeah. There's two little letters that are really changing the world right now. Two little letters. One starts with an A. The other one is I, right? AI, right? Have you heard about this little?
I've seen the initials before.
You've seen there's a little AI thing in the news. Yeah. You hear about it.
Yeah.
AI is just changing everything. If you're not on it, you're intimidated by it. Live streaming is a tremendous opportunity to help AI proof your business. What are your thoughts there?
Yes. No, I
concur.
No, I mean, really, you think about it, right? And now there's some things that AI is going to help us with in content generation. I mean, when you talk about how to do something, but when you talk about explaining a concept so humans can understand it, and getting and really generating content that people can plainly see that it's not generated by AI. I mean, my rambling, your enthusiasm, all this stuff. I mean, it carries through into the content we generate. It's not AI generated. It's not a video sitting here, we're talking like this and moving like that. It's even in the future, it's going to take years, I believe anyway, for AI to be able to even come close to the human interaction, because that's what we're really trying to do, is get that human interaction.
Right. Hey, speaking of great human interaction, how about this guy right here, man? Dan Bigger's in the house, the Godfather himself. So Dan, happy Monday, happy New Year to my friend. Damon, did you see Dan got Employee of the Year of his?
I know.
Place of employment. I don't know.
And he had to beat out Mr. Whiskers, didn't he?
He had to beat out Mr. Whiskers. Yeah, Mr. Whiskers didn't stand a chance against Dan Bigger. So, all right, Dan, we are talking about the benefits of live stream. You've been on the show many times. You're an AI guy, and hey, I'm a human being talking to other humans, right? That's what this is all about. So, Damon, let's do a little recap. We're talking about community. We're talking about helping others. We're talking about just being dedicated to being that educator. It's almost like treating your live stream. I treat this almost like it's our school, right? This is Kurt and Damon's little school. Let's have fun. We call it edutainment. Let's have a good time doing it. Let's take it another step further. All right. That little dreaded word, content, right? especially for our manufacturers. Like, you know, dude, I've never had to do content. I went to a trade show, we put the sales rep on the road, and that was our marketing right there. Well, COVID kind of changed a little bit of everything, right? So now they have to create content. How could a live stream create really literally a month's worth of content, like just in one 30-minute interview?
That's a great question, Kurt, because, you know, a 30-minute interview, you've got all these short clips you can generate from it. You've got the transcript you can take from it. You've got the audio that can be converted into a podcast. It really is. And honestly, there's so many things that are happening now that you can split this stuff up and turn it into just so much content for somebody. And it's about simple things. I mean, I go back to an episode we had where you were actually in a manufacturer. They do custom t-shirt manufacturing, and they walked out on the floor. You were out on the floor with them, and you were able to watch the machine in action, show what's going on, do those kind of things. Manufacturers have so many opportunities to do that in their businesses that content generation is not hard.
Mm-hmm. Content generation. If you ask a manufacturer, hey, sit down and type out a 1,000-word blog, probably not going to happen, right? I have bigger fish to fry. I have other things to work on. Not going to happen. But boy, you get them the most painful introvert. We've had people that are totally camera shy, that have no desire to be on camera. They come on the show, and boy, they are just beaming. They are shining. They are superstars, talking about the passion of, like, how, in our case, what's wonderful for us, talking to manufacturers, talking about these great, incredible made in USA products. We've talked about like Buffalo and Styco that does the covert antennas. We've had Pedoc in Chicago. We've had Weber Knapp that does like grill arms, and we've had all sorts of products you had no idea that were made here in the United States, right? So just talk about what are some of the opportunities? I know Dan Bigger, did you see this one? Good thing I wear my uniform, the Kurt and Damon University. I love that.
Our university, I don't think we'd have uniforms.
Yeah, I don't. We'll work on that. We'll talk about that, right? Maybe like our bromance T-shirts might be.
Yeah, that would work.
Manufacturing is the best and most fun thing to talk about. So just talk about some of the things that if manufacturers like, dude, what am I like live stream? Why would I live stream? Right? Like, just share some of the different examples. I just gave a few. What are some other thoughts that you have?
Well, I mean, all the way through, right? I mean, you just take a manufacturer and go, what wouldn't you want to do? Look at Dan's talking about Glimmer Glass Gifts. He could generate a ton of content by going, okay, this is us. This is our story. Mm-hmm. This is some of the processes we use. These are some of the things we make and why we make them. It's just one of these things that there are so many things. Pick any manufacturer mm-hmm. and walk from the beginning of the customer process to the end mm-hmm. and talk about it and what you're doing to help do what you do. Talk about why you're doing things the way you are. Bring an industry expert in to say, why is this important? And there's just the content opportunities are endless because people want to see how, if you're making a street sweeper, right? Mm-hmm. The people that use street sweepers want to see how they're made.
Absolutely.
And if you just went out and said, hey, you know why our street sweeper head is better than everybody else's? Because look, Joe builds them.
Right.
And Joe cares about what he's doing. Right. And we build them out of 3/8-inch stainless steel. And then, blah, blah, blah. We stress tested, show them the stress test. Right. I'm going to tell you, the most fun I ever had when I was running around doing sales for injection molding is going into these manufacturers and going into their R&D, where they're going into the one. I still remember this one to this day. I went into a Maytag dishwasher plant in Jackson, Tennessee, into their R&D department because my friend was an engineer that worked there. They would figure out junk to try to screw up the dishwashers. Mm-hmm. And they would pull out these nasty hairballs and, the nastiest food things. But just think about what we're trying to do as a manufacturer. We're trying to show how we care about our products, how we care about what we do, how we care about how we want to do the best job, and bring customers on to go, hey, what do you like about doing work with us? what do you like about doing work with us? What challenges do you have that we haven't solved? That if we were just sitting here, I mean, there's so many things. I just go, but we've done a couple and we've seen the benefits of it. And
drop the mic right there, Damon. Let's just, you know what? How about I'm going to give you, for anybody new to our show, we have like these little moments of silence when somebody that just really drops like pure gold. How about, not only was that a drop the mic, that was like a pure preach, Damon, preach. And so, hey, Jennifer says, I love it, man. You're giving me a ton to think about. Jennifer, we fully agree. You would be amazing as a live streamer. And hey, I saw Dan Bigger's got, hey, I don't have a bromance shirt yet. I wonder why. Hey, Dan, we'll have to talk offline. Damon, here's all right. So I don't want to just detract from your thought, but I do want to grab this question before we lose it. What streaming platform are you using? Do you broadcast on multiple social media channels at once? Great question, Adam. Thank you for asking. Happy Monday to you, my friend. We use StreamYard. There are other platforms that you can use. Damon and I love using StreamYard. Now, today we are streaming on my LinkedIn, Damon's LinkedIn. We're streaming to X, aka old Twitter, right? We're streaming to my YouTube channel and we're streaming to Damon's YouTube channel. So now we have two separate businesses. He's a growth and exit strategy specialist. I'm an e-commerce consultant. And so we have two separate businesses, but we're streaming. So like we've created a lot of content for ourselves. Then what we do is we take that content and it lives on our website. As a matter of fact, we are streaming on my website live for our friends and family who are not super active on LinkedIn or super active on social. So now what I can do is I can just send them a link right to our website. And so now they can just watch it there. Damon, anything that you want to add from that standpoint?
Yeah. And this is where you talk about the content you can truly generate from a live stream. And you've perfected this and we've worked on this a while is the video is one piece, transcript from it's another piece. The combination of that becomes a blog post on your website. The audio track can be taken and turned into a podcast. You can break out little video clips to have shorts, YouTube shorts. You can use those on other social. It's like the opportunities to generate a ton of content from one or two of these, a month is pretty crazy for a manufacturer, what you can actually do from it, because you can literally not really do a lot other than this if you're covering the right topics and doing the right things with it.
Right. So tons of benefits. And I know, like, man, we got a lot of fun comments here. Thank you guys for the comments again. Keep them coming. I'm going to be mindful of everybody's time because I know it's a Monday and everybody's super busy. Damon, let's talk business development.
Yep.
We have had the honor, privilege of like tons of like wonderful relationships. We've brought clients onto the show.
Yep.
And we get just wonderful, I'm saying this with tremendous humility and gratitude, huge gratitude. We love that phrase, radical gratitude, right? Boy, folks come on, they give testimonials on the work that we've done with them. They get to come on, they can show like their expertise, their story, their products, like you were just describing. Talk a little bit about the benefits of what live streaming does from a business development standpoint.
Well, and I'm sure you see this too, Kurt. If I'm a manufacturer and I'm trying to meet new potential customers or new potential comes to me with a question, what better way to answer that question than me as a salesperson spewing off, well, we can do this, blah, 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 or just say, listen, Kurt and I did this live stream with this person that we really went through this process and you might gain something from it.
Right. And
if you want to talk after that, let us know.
Right.
So it really takes out a lot of the, for me anyway, the uncomfortable sales part, because they get to meet you and understand who you are or what your company stands for really deeply. And if you start doing this a lot, you'll get people that will contact you and they'll act like they know you, your company, how you work, because you've explained it so well that they're going to be, and we know this is happening, right? You and I, we grew up in the age of salesperson comes out and meets us, right? Blah, blah, blah. And I used to do it. The Thomas Guide, running all over the Southeast, jamming, talking to big manufacturers, right? Now, everyone wants to get down that buying process so much farther. Well, what you're doing with live streaming and the content that you're generating, people get to know you, and you're mixing in things like fun stuff. What's happening? We were talking about football at the beginning of this, where we went to college, what we like, our families, all this kind of stuff is mixed into the live stream, but it allows our potential customers to get to know us because, as Dan said, you got to know people before you want to do business with them.
Right. So to quote me, for if anybody's catching this on audio, this is coming from our dear friend Dan.
Yeah, good one, Dan.
Sell you before you sell what you do. Sell you before you sell what you do. You know, if anybody out there is a John Maxwell fan, you know, great author, would have, you know, New York Times bestselling author. He says it comes down to three things, you know, for someone to make a buying decision. You know, number one, can you help me? Can you can you help? Like, do you have the information, the education, the background, the experience? Can you help me? Number one. Number two, do you care? Do you honestly, really, are you just chasing a buck, or like, do you care to help me solve my problem? And number three, can I trust you? And what a great way with live stream. Now, Damon, though my mom thinks that I'm for everybody, I'm just not. I mean, that's the sad reality. So another great thing is this can, I want to dig into Adam's question here. You know, this can actually even like weed out folks where like it's not a great fit. However, you and I take pride in being like a great referral source. So for you and I, when we're not the right person for that, we can say, hey, you know what? I'm not the right guy, but you know what? I have a guy, and I do have somebody for you. And if you need expertise in this, or you need expertise in efficiency, Dave Chrysler. If you need Glimmer Glass, you're going to go to our dear friend Dan Bigger. But let's go. Hey, and Dan is another great. Thank you, Dan. Go ahead, Damon.
No, thank you.
I don't think I've been on a live stream where I agree with everything. So this is the first. Thank you, Dan. God, I'm so. Who doesn't love Bald and the Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
So I think. Damon, I think you're the beautiful one. I think.
I didn't know about that. But anyway.
We're Bald and the Beautiful.
You know, back to Adam's question.
Yeah, right here.
If you're live streaming to gather qualified leads, you may want to rethink why you're doing it.
Right. Because
this is not a way that you're going to be able. Yes, you might get leads coming to you for this, but this is really about the long game of know, like, and trust and educate, because leads will start coming to you. Right. And as you see, they'll start coming to you. They will be better and better as you get more and more information out there about yourselves. But it's amazing. I tell you, it is game changing. And I really think that if I was selling, you know, shoes, it's a lot different because I got to find a lot of people to buy shoes. Well, in manufacturing and industrial companies, you know, one account could be millions of dollars.
Right.
And so you're really trying to focus in and find that person, like you said. We're talking to Dan Bigger right now. The person that he's our person. And that's what we're talking about. You focus in on them because you will get plenty of people contacting you over time.
Well, Adam, and we should, you know, maybe we should connect sometime and chat, but I just put up Adam's LinkedIn profile real quick. And so let's just say, for example, like even a couple ways, right? Say there's a company that you really want to get your foot in the door with. Okay. Let's say that, I don't know, Damon, if like you mentioned BigCommerce. Okay. So like we help folks with e-commerce.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a company out there called BigCommerce. They're a publicly traded company. I'd love to have a relationship with BigCommerce. And so now if I reach out to them and say, hey, I'm this dude, and man, you really need to get to know me. So they're like, you know, crickets, or like, you know, they give you the Heisman.
Yeah, who's this crazy guy?
Yeah, give you the Heisman and say like, hey, lose my number. But if we reach out to them with genuine intentions of like, hey, this if I get somebody from BigCommerce on our show, that's delivering great value, because the name of the show is Manufacturing E-commerce Success. So now if I reach out to somebody that is going to bring value to somebody manufacturing, somebody that wants success in e-commerce, BigCommerce, we have, as a matter of fact, Damon, I didn't tell you, we've got somebody from Adobe, from Magento coming on in March. We've, you know, so we intentionally try to line up people that are going to bring value. And now if you create a relationship, you know, so Adam, what if you create a relationship with a company that could now become a referral source for you?
Yeah.
So now when someone goes to that BigCommerce or goes to that company and says, hey, do you know a guy that's really handsome and wonderful and awesome, like Adam Pena? And I hope I pronounced that correct. And they're like, oh yeah, I was on his live show. You need to talk to my buddy, Adam. That's the whole idea, is like, how can we create that referral network?
And you're right. You're trying to talk with people that will benefit your audience, but they're also have one-to-many relationships with your potential perfect soulmates. Mm-hmm. And that's really where that works. And it just does.
So let's start winding down. Hey, Dan, God, you know what? Who loves Dan Bigger more than I do, huh? My neck is hurting from agreeing. Let's see what Diane says. Diane Beyer, our dear friend at Mid-Atlantic Tax, says, build the relationships by being uniquely you. When you do you make the relationship most important, and we can find solutions to any problem by working through it because the relationship mattered most. Or we valued each other and what we bring to the table. Man, Diane, that's another major drop the mic. And so I absolutely love it. Damon, let's start winding down. Yep. Let's take it home. So let's recap, guys. We talked about building a community, creating enormous amounts of content, right? Great opportunity for business development to work with like-minded folks, maybe create a referral network. We talked about how to dedicate yourself to helping your ideal customer. When you hear Damon and I use that word soulmate, we're just talking about like, who are those ideal customers? And we talked about how do you out-teach the competition. Use your live stream show, just like Damon and I did today, of like, hey, Dave Chrysler said it before, no expectations. We're just putting ourselves out there. We're here dedicated to helping you win your day, win your week, make 2024 the best year that you've ever had, right? Mm-hmm. And so this is our way of giving back. And again, this is how we build our businesses. And this is what we do. Damon, any parting thoughts, words of wisdom that you want to share with everybody today?
No, I just think that people make it much bigger than it really is. Mm-hmm. It really isn't that. I mean, look, you can wake up tomorrow and do it the next day. Literally, you can be doing it. It takes a little bit, but it's not that technically hard. And I think it can be a heck of a lot of fun. For me, I enjoy that. Don't you? I think.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
I mean, dude. Yeah. So I don't sweat that it's going to be hard. Right. Don't sweat that, that, I might not be, photogenic or something. Look at us. I mean, but it's it's just go and have fun with it and be honest and try to help people and just try to share good stuff.
Share, you know what? Savor the moment in that. Just share good stuff. So, hey, Dale says, keep up the great work. Thank you, Dale, my friend. We appreciate you guys.
Double time.
Man, we appreciate every single comment out there, man. We never take this for granted. We appreciate you, appreciate the community. If you're catching this on replay, man, go back and catch the beginning. Damon just dropped a bunch of golden nuggets here. We've got a lot of fun comments. Everybody in the chat box in the comments, man, great opportunity to connect with each other. You've got new friends that help each other move the needle. Connect with Damon or follow Damon. He's got too many connections. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear what you guys have going on. Let's wind down. Damon, any last words as we kick off the new year?
Man, I'm excited for our year. The guests we're going to get to see, the live streaming that we're going to do, and some of the things that we're going to be bringing online. I think this community aspect that we're going to be developing more throughout the year is going to be a lot of fun for us.
Right, absolutely. So, Alan, thank you, dude. Thank you for joining us. We never take that for granted. You guys are super busy. We are honored that you spend this quality time with us. Man, we just wish you an amazing week. We have an amazing guest on Friday. We have Eddie Saunders Jr. He is fire. Yeah. We've got Wesleyan Whitaker. She's going to be with us next Monday. Talking about like how to help your sales strategy. Yep. Eddie's going to be talking about how to take your brand to the next level. Brand as a human. Dan, you'll love that one. So, guys, follow us on LinkedIn. We appreciate you. We applaud you. And, man, just go out there and be someone's inspiration, man. That's all we ask, and it'll make the world a better place. So God bless you guys. We will see you on Friday, same time, 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific. Catch Damon on Faces of Business on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you guys have a killer week.
Thanks, everyone.